Now, before you start your whole winter glow up journey, getting right for the new year and all of that good stuff, we want to make sure we're actually taking care of our hormones and our health at the same time. So, let's go ahead and talk about it. The number one thing that's going to impact your cycle is going to be the shorter days and longer nights. Sunlight is so important when it comes to our cycles and our hormones. So, sunlight helps to regulate our melatonin production, and this hormone is responsible for our sleep and wake cycles. And in winter, shorter days means less sunlight exposure, which can cause for our melatonin levels to actually rise in the daytime. So if you start getting sleepy during the daytime and wanting to take a nap, this could be one of the reasons why. Yeah, it's not because you're lazy or you're too tired to do anything. It's actually the seasonal effects affecting your body. Now, with shorter days and longer nights, this also impacts our serotonin levels, what helps us to feel nice and calm and at ease. When our serotonin levels are impacted, this can actually intensify our PMS symptoms, mood swings, and stress levels, making it harder to feel more relaxed and at ease. And not only that, it can lead to, of course, lower energy and more intense cramps without getting enough serotonin. These darker days can also affect your motivation. So, this is another reason why a lot of times we set all of these goals and expectations on ourselves to start glowing up during the winter time. But because of the seasonal impacts, it actually can reduce your level of motivation to move forward. Now, the next big piece of how winter impacts your cycle is going to be the colder weather, right? When it's colder, when you don't have as much warmth, this can actually tighten up your blood vessels and restrict flow. And without having enough circulation, this can also increase PMS symptoms and increase bloating, water retention, and all of those super uncomfortable symptoms that we can go through. So during the winter, your body will actually shift your metabolism levels to conserve energy and warmth. So it's kind of like it's trying to keep you a little bit warmer by packing on a little bit of that fat, okay? And did you know that during your luteal phase, your body naturally has an increase in blood sugar? It craves more calories and more carbohydrates so that it can support you during this phase. But during the winter time, it's going to do it even more, making it easier to actually gain more weight. Less vitamin D from the sun leads to a lower immune system. Vitamin D is super important for our immune system. So if we're not getting enough vitamin D, then that's going to impact us. And did you know that there was a study that actually linked vitamin D3 with fibroids? So if we don't have enough vitamin D3, it can be common to actually see more fibroids in women that are vitamin D deficient. And if you are melanated, meaning that you have a little darker skin tone, for protection from the sun, it's even that much harder to get more vitamin D. Women of color are more susceptible by 3 times to get fibroids than any other race. Ladies, we've got to take supreme care of ourselves, especially during the winter. Now, the other big piece to vitamin D is vitamin D actually helps with inflammation. And guess what? Your body actually goes through inflammation on purpose 2 times during your cycle: ovulation and your menstrual phase. So because we're going to deal with more inflammation during this time and we have less vitamin D to support that inflammation, that sounds like some more severe cramping, doesn't it? And because our immunity can be lower, our pain sensitivity is higher, which can actually make the cramping feel more sharp and more intense. Oof, that sounds really uncomfortable. And this next thing I'm going to share with you actually blew my mind. During the menstrual phase, your body actually can attack its own uterine lining. because it becomes separate from its own body. So your body's immune system is already in gear and more active during this phase just to keep your body from attacking its own uterine lining. That's wild. It's almost like our body has so much wisdom, so much knowledge, but a war that's constantly happening, and it's constantly fighting for you every single day, even when we don't even realize it. So this is so important for us to take these holistic approaches. And when I say holistic, that word gets thrown around all the time. Holistic, holistic, holistic. What does that mean? That means we're taking a connected approach. We're acknowledging and realizing that body, mind, and spirit has to be fully taken care of in order for us to heal. When we have all these extra things impacting us, making us feel more unsafe, rather it's social media, it's illusions, it's your own fears, it's whatever it is that's going on, we're adding more stress and more cortisol and more of a fight in our own selves and in our own bodies when our body's already doing that. So if you could just imagine that if we're so impacted, especially with different traumas and everything that's going on, it's no wonder so many of us are dealing with so many conditions and menstrual irregularities. But our bodies really do have our best interests at heart. We just have to learn to work with it. Now, before I let you go, I know that the winter time can be a tough season. So to help you out, I've created a winter survival food guide to help you boost vitamin D, serotonin, and increase your blood flow to help you out during this winter season. Just click the link in the description and it'll take you right there. All right, well, thank yourself for showing up today, and thank you for tuning in to Divine Feminine Wellness.